Alrighty, so arcade mode proved too much for the man, so we're gonna look at the character stories. If you weren't aware, Street Fighter V has two different story modes that you can do. There's the DLC story, and there's also the individual character stories. Got the volume a bit high. And the individual story is stupid. You get to see that right now. I'll just let him do his talking.
Blanca-chan! Hey, get out of the way!
Okay, yeah, I guess I won't let them do all the talking.
Why are you standing like an idiot?
Yeah, that would be quite grating to listen to. But yeah, there's the boob lady from episode 1 of this series, and she's stepped on his favorite doll. Oh no, that's the main conflict of Blanca's story. These individual stories really are just the most half-assed thing. That Blanca's whole story only has 2 fights, and the thing's gonna be over in 5 minutes. For God's sakes. But anyway, let's actually talk about stuff instead of just pointing out what's on screen like a doofus. So, let's see. Gotta work my way into these conversational topics I've got written down naturally. Can't just jump into them. So yeah, we're really just brutalizing this lady here. We can't. She barely even stood a chance. Look at all those achievements coming in and blocking the dialogue box.
So, what is this thing?
So I think that toy that's currently on screen, the Blanca-chan, that's actually like an alternate costume for Blanca in this game or something ridiculous like that, and it looks as silly and out of place as you would think. So he's really struggling to sell his toys. And, yeah, that's pretty much the gist of everything that's gonna happen here.
I get it. So this manufacturer cheated you. I'm sorry.
Let's see, so what have I been doing lately?
Sean,
So here's something funny,
You're good at figuring out
kind
these
of.
things.
I was watching a stream the other day, and I convinced the streamer to make a prank call to Sega headquarters, cause he was playing a Sega game, and I was saying you should ask if Bernie Stoller still works there.
Oh, I see.
Now, I might need to elucidate on that point a bit, because Bernie Stoller he hasn't worked for Sega in over 20 years, and all you hip Reddit teens out there probably don't know what I'm talking about. So yeah, Bernie Stoller worked for Sega in the late 90s, and he was a very controversial CEO because his business decisions were a big part of what ran Sega out of town, and he didn't want the Sega Saturn to have any RPGs or any 2D games, so all that stuff just got left in Japan, and he was just really bad at his job was the gist of it. But anyway, yeah, I convinced the guy on stream to prank call Sega, but their whole hotline is fully automated at this point. You can't get to a human operator, so that was very frustrating. I felt like Blanca does in this scene right now as he angrily rattles the vending machine back and forth, and taking out his aggression on an inanimate object, as you should. Look out, he broke it. Gosh, they could have expanded on his story or told us more about the lore of how he became what he is, or we could have re-explored the whole Electric Eels thing. There's so many cool things they could have done with Blanca, but instead they just had him get angry at a vending machine. So so now Sakura's gonna be the vending machine defense force and try and reprimand us for harming that glass box. And away we go. I heard one of the stories, I think it was Sakura's story, somebody was telling me that we get to see the same fight from Sakura's perspective, and it has like a really silly explanation to why the characters are fighting. She says to Blanca afterwards, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't recognize you." You thought Blanca was somebody else? He's the most visually identifiable character in the whole franchise, and you're gonna try and have us believe that she had mistaken him for like M. Bison or Ken? Or sorry, I thought you were Dudley. God, what a stupid thing. This was just poorly written all over. But it's not like I could do any better. I mean, you can tell just by watching me make these episodes that I don't have any kind of creative writing abilities. This is all just off the cuff. It's just junk.
But you can't go around destroying game machines.
There's another achievement for us. So this is pretty much the end of Blanca's story, by the way. I think the one remaining thing here is he tries to sell his toys to a group of Japanese schoolgirls, and they don't like them, and then roll credits. We're done here.
If we can put the Blanca-chan dolls in the crane game.
Let's see. Oh, Street Fighter V. It's the most fun you can possibly have. You know what that's a reference to? It was that awful video Mike Matei made back in the day. It was Minecraft with Inspector Gadget or something ridiculous like that. And oh, Mike Matei. He made a video the other day. It was he interviews quote-unquote real people about the PS5 versus the new Xbox, and I don't know what constitutes a real person in his mind. I don't know if he's got like some kind of like realistic dummy, if that's not what a real person is, like if he's got a real doll in his closet somewhere, and that's why he felt the need to include real people, and he's not interviewing his real doll about the PS5 launch or whatever. Is that a thing we can start? We can start a rumor that Mike Matei owns a real doll? Don't actually do that, but imagine if we did. You'd think he'd go out and buy one just to make the meme a reality, to go get the memesters to stop harassing him. Now you're just parodying a real thing. This isn't even funny anymore. So you gotta stop joking about the real doll. Because that's how it works sometimes. When you joke about somebody doing something ridiculous enough times, eventually they'll get pushed into doing it. Like with the Smash Mouth guy, everybody wanted him to eat a bunch of eggs, and he tried to ignore it, but the egg posts persisted for so long that eventually he agreed to eat like 15 eggs at a live event, and it was very painful for him. It would be very painful for you. That's what Guy Fieri said to him at the event. Not really, though. So, Fang kinda sounds like Stamper from Sleepy Cast. I'll let him talk for a second.
What's that even supposed to be?
I wouldn't continue to play dumb if I were you. We will commence the AS simulation.
So yeah, doesn't that kinda sound like Stamper? I wouldn't play dumb if I were you. Remember, he was the announcer in Battle Block Theater and Hattie Hatsworth, and there was the Secret Room song. It's a secret. Anyway, I should probably address what's going on in the story here. So Alex has been kidnapped, and he's being put in a fight simulation of sorts with varying levels of difficulty. It's like that episode of the Powerpuff Girls once where they had a very similar fight simulation, and the blonde one, I think it was Bubbles, couldn't keep up with the other Powerpuff Girls, and she secretly snuck into the simulation after everybody had gone to bed and turned the difficulty up as high as it would go just to prove a point, and that was a good episode. So by the way, does Fang just like have his arms just like buried, or his hands buried in his sleeves? The way he was gripping the mic, it looked like he was gripping it through his sleeves, like his shirt was too long or something. I know that's a thing people do occasionally. But now we've got our first fight. Here we go. Hey, Birdie's got a different outfit. And also Fang is in his pajamas for some reason. Here's a cool super move. There's a joke I wanted to make there, but everyone would have gotten really upset if I had said it, so I'll just leave it up to your imagination. But just think, what kind of offensive thing could I have said regarding that image of Birdie getting his face rammed into the ground by an Aryan? Like I said, I'll leave it up to your imagination. And now, opponent number 2. Chun-Li, I guess. How does Fang have data on all these people? Did he break into their homes and steal locks of their hair for their DNA? Anyway, let's see. It'd be kind of cool if they had like a gender-swapped version of the story, and we could get like a female character in pajamas having to do all of these special challenges and such. But that's not how the game works, so I guess that's not gonna happen. Boy, this super move really just solves all our problems, doesn't it? Only taking one hit so far. So, I've been listening to, just switching topics here, I've been listening to lots of Ween lately, and one of my favorite songs by them, you might be surprised, it's not Ocean Man like all the hip memesters like, but I'd say that my favorite Ween song is Bananas and Blow. Just a simple tale of a man who loves a narcotic. Sancho brought a message from the fat man. Sorry, boy, to leave you high and dry. Yeah, that one. Singing during a Let's Play is a very low-effort thing to do. Doesn't make for good commentary, but anyway, yeah, it's a good song. Go look it up when you get the chance. Okay, here's our third opponent. It's the main Street Fighter man, Ryu Hazuki. That is not his name. I don't know why I said it like that. Just suddenly thinking about that Shrek reanimated collab they had a couple of years ago when there was the Chris Chan portion and he didn't know the name of the character that he was voicing. So he was like, and now Shrek has to go to the castle and fight, I don't remember his name. And did you ever see that? The Shrek reanimated collab? Top quality stuff. Okay, so Virtual Ryu has been excessively attacked. He won't be hurting anybody ever again. I gotta switch hands on the mic.
Who is the idiot that brought him here?
Next fight should bust this place. So bring out another.
So I actually looked up on IMDb if Stamper was the voice of Fang, but he wasn't. So I guess that wasn't the case. And there was his last resort. He released the Joker purple nerve gas to I guess kill him.
Were you sleeping again?
But now he's perfectly fine, and I guess it was all a dream. Just like that famous rap song, "It was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine, something in the
Why are
limousine."
you asking me?
I should be a professional rapper. If I can just do what I did just then, I can top the charts. So are those like his fighting trophies? What were those? Why does he just have statues of buff shirtless men in his house? I don't get it. Well, anyway, I think you've gotten the gist of the character stories. They're all just kinda dumb. When I first started them, I got the impression that they were gonna be a bit longer than 5 minutes each. But I guess not. Thankfully, though, there's the DLC story, which is a bit more fleshed out, and we will get to that in a later episode. So stay tuned. And just for laughs, I'm gonna sing a portion of Chantilly Lace by the Big Bopper, just for variety's sake. Okay, here we go. A Chantilly lace, that pretty face, a ponytail, a hanging down, a wiggle and a walk, and a giggle and a talk. Now, make the world go round, round, round. There ain't nothing in the world like a big-eyed girl. That make me act so funny, make me spend my money, make me feel real loose like a long-necked goose, like a girl. Oh, baby, that's what I like. I don't know, I just felt like doing that.